Hi, my name is Mandy. I live in Seattle. I teach middle and high school art in the fourth biggest district in the state of Washington. This class starts my first class of the second year. Super stoked to be in the home stretch of earning this degree. Let's see more about me. I'm still teaching. I'm in class until next week, so I'm juggling this program, class, a 4-month-old baby, and I've just moved, so I have a lot going on. But I have spent a good deal of time researching this topic, and I'm glad I did. I really got to learn quite a bit about portraiture in transgender communities. So my board here on Pinterest is titled "Who Am I?" Um, or "Who Are You?" Sorry, and "Call Me Caitlyn," inspired by the Caitlyn Jenner Vanity Fair cover. So I'd like to take some time and go through my board and kind of explain my paper and my project to you. I selected this topic because it was different. I didn't think anybody else would touch on this topic, and I wanted to know more. I was intrigued by this Vanity Fair cover that has come out, and so I could have picked something safe. I could have picked something easy to talk about and taken the easy route with all the things I have going on. I don't know that anybody would blame me for doing that, but I really wanted to get something out of this. I really wanted to walk away from this um, with a little extra knowledge in my pocket, something else I can grow in my profession and as a person with. Um, and I actually have a student who's transitioning now. And so in some small way, I was hoping that through my research, um, I might find a way to be able to connect to him or kind of help in his journey in this transition, and just kind of help him through struggles, um, maybe with art. I see in his journals that there's some gender confusion and in his sketchbooks. And I just thought maybe if I had a little bit of background, I might be of some help to him. So as I go through my paper, I try to I tried to put together a collection of artists that examine portraiture of people who are transgendered, starting with Marcel Duchamp and ending with a Cuban photographer, um, Claudia Gonzalez. Each artist approaches the subject matter a little differently, but they carry the same message of hope and acceptance. Um, because I have the student that's transitioning um, through this, I hope he finds this hope and acceptance as well. So let's start with my first pin board. Here I have a painting by Romaine Brooks, and it is called Un Lady Trubridge. It is a painting in 1924. This is a famous painting that a famous painter that blurs the lines in gender, and this is in the early 1900s. This painting appears to be a woman with a bobbed haircut and a man's suit. Her facial features also imply that she is a woman, even though her suit is very dark and hides any feminine features. Um, the haircut kind of gives off a male vibe, and all around you kind of are a little confused if it's a man or a woman, depending on what part of the painting you're looking at. I thought it was interesting that the artist painted the woman holding the collar of the dog with a nice firm grip. I feel like that kind of shows power of person over this beast. I also found it interesting of all the animals and of all the breeds of dogs um, that they could have been showing here. They picked the dachshund. And, in common terms, the dachshund is known as a wiener dog. So is the artist alluding to to gender, alluding to male body parts. It leaves it open for me here, if the dog's breed had any real symbolism, I suppose. Moving on to my number 2 image here of Marcel Duchamp. This is him dressed as a woman, and he claims that this is his alter ego, Rose Selvey. The photo is by Man Ray. Not many of these photos exist, and Marcel Duchamp credits Rose here for giving him the freedom to create the ready-mades during the Dada movement. I feel like once he is in this alter ego, he feels like nobody can stop him. He can do and say anything he wants, because he can always say, "Oh, that was my alter ego. Maybe that wasn't who I normally am." And so with this persona and with this ego, they love to use play on words and puns. And in fact, the name Rose Selvey equals, and it's a French term that equals sex. That is life. So that again kind of alludes to this blurred line between men and women, dressing as a man, dressing as a woman. The third photo here I would like to show and talk about is a Portland artist. In fact, I'm hoping to steal away from Seattle for the weekend and head down to Portland and catch some of these photographs on display in one of the Portland museums. This is Lorenzo Triburgo, and he made portraits in the style of Bob Ross. He was kind of taking the serious subject matter of females transitioning into men, and letting it have an easy feeling about it by having this childhood inspiration for a background that people can identify with and relate to, and it just makes them feel more comfortable. This project took a little while to get completed, because Lorenzo he did not seek out people to be in his photos. He let it happen and spread through Portland, word of mouth, and he wanted people to come to him, people that were ready. Lots of times, the people that sat for him here, this was the first time anybody would be seeing them as their male half, the male life that they wanted to lead and the image they wanted to have. So he let people come to him with that, in their own free time. The next artist I want to look at is Win Neely. This is also a female transitioning to a male, and he documents his journey through time-lapse photos representing hormone injections. So the top of the photo would tell you the date and the time, and then somewhere along the bottom would be how many injections he has taken up until this point in transitioning. The show almost didn't happen because his family was not supportive, did not want this quote unquote dirty laundry, so to speak, hung out for everybody to see. So he had his reservations. He dabbled with, should I do this, should I not do this? The reason he started doing it was a personal record of this journey, something that later he could look back on and kind of relive in his own time without being so caught up in it. And it was really for him. But then once the show came together, he decided that, this could be bigger than me. And he wants people that are viewing his exhibit to walk away with an education about the process, to kind of learn what this is about. And that he wanted them to know that this is his process, and everybody can be different, but this is how he documented it, what he went through, how he felt. And it's just kind of education is power kind of feel. All right, I want to talk about the Call Me Caitlin cover is kind of what started all of this. Annie Leibovitz is the one who photographed Caitlyn Jenner for the cover of Vanity Fair. Um, I think she did a spectacular job of making Caitlyn look beautiful and the best light possible for her big debut. Um, Moving on to Claudia Gonzalez has a series called Reassigned, and this captures courageous transformations of men into women and women into men. This photographer has her sitters of various ages, and it shows that people all over the world struggle with the notion of who am I and what am I doing here. Her series is quite interesting, where she first photographs the person as the gender they were born with, and then the second photograph is of the gender they wish to be, that they feel like their soul is. And in going through the work, it's very difficult for me to even tell you which photo comes first. If is it a man transitioning to a woman to a man? They're done so well. The only thing that changes is the sitter to the gender they want to be seen as, but the background stays the same. They still have the same props. It's very interesting. The last little thing I want to touch on here before I run out of time is, along with the Vanity Fair cover, I saw a video that I talk about in my paper of children responding to Bruce Jenner becoming Caitlyn Jenner, and they were shown a picture of Bruce Jenner in the Olympic Games, and they're asked to describe him, and they said he's an athlete, he's a runner, and he looks tough. And then they see Caitlyn Jenner, and they say, she's beautiful and she feels confident. One little kid even mentions how he likes her dress. And then the interviewer tells them that it's the same person, and the kids seem confused and surprised, but then they're accepting. And one little boy said, "What if that were me, and how would I feel?" Um, and I think people are saying negative things and being nasty about it because it's scary, because it's new to them. They don't understand what's going on, and the little kids just bottom line wanted you to know that just be you, do what makes you happy, because there's only one person that can be you. And I kind of go in more to that in my paper, and I think that little bit there of empathy is really what's going to help me help my student. And I'm debating whether or not I should show this clip at all in class. I don't know of where my boundaries are with this subject as the teacher, so I really have to kind of toe the line for a while. But that's kind of me touching on my Pinterest board here for you. I am rapidly running out of time, so I thank you for listening, and I look forward to hearing the rest of your Pinterest board projects here shortly. Have a great day.